Given the context, I'm struggling to think of an injury under the circumstances that was more devastating than the one Tyrese Haliburton suffered in Game 7 of the NBA Finals. Haliburton tore his Achilles, and unfortunately, this NBA season has been marred by big names going down with the same injury. Jayson Tatum also went down with an Achilles injury in the playoffs. And a few months ago, Kyrie Irving's ACL tear torpedoed the Dallas Mavericks' chances to make any headway whatsoever in the NBA playoffs. Now, overall, there has been a record 8 Achilles tears this season, but Haliburton's injury was the one that has really invited the finger pointing. Some believe players are getting hurt more because the playoffs are too long.
Money's not the problem. We got $76 billion coming. Money's not the issue. The owners are all billionaires. Let's protect the players. There's no reason for 7-game series in the first 2 rounds.
Meanwhile, Cameron is blaming the shoes. Some also are blaming it on the wear and tear that starts at an early age and the pace of play.
I think it's more the wear and tear. These kids are playing way too many specialized sports at a younger age. I don't even think it's close how much they're playing compared to my era. I played 4 different sports in high school: football, baseball, basketball, track. I'd probably say the grassroots basketball development, if you're lucky enough to get to the league, will probably put 5 years on your body, and that's just a guesstimate.
So since 2012 and now in 2025, the average NBA team runs an extra 200 miles per season. What does that mean? Well, the brunt of those extra 200 miles is the burden is on the starters. Load management is the era that we are in, and all teams have to work to try to balance out those minutes across the entire rosters. But without question, if you compare, the days of Michael Jordan, Charles Barkley, and Patrick Ewing, all those days, that was a half-court offense, and now we are in space and pace. And space and pace has increased three-pointers, fast breaks, and now the total mileage.
The reasons offered by Colin Cowherd, former NBA player Matt Barnes, and sports injury expert Marty Jaramillo are reasonable and make sense. Though sorry, Killer Cam, the shoes, nah, my man, that's not exactly what the research tells us. Is the NBA season too long? Yes, the regular season is 82 games. It could easily be 65 and start closer to Christmas, which would make having 7-game playoff series seem less taxing. But let's be real. The NBA just signed an 11-year, $76 billion media rights deal last October that was contingent on the current structure. Television networks don't want to lose games, and neither do owners. And for sure, players don't want to give back any money. So less games sounds good, but not remotely realistic. But all of this could be put under one big umbrella because there is only one thing that can be blamed for what we're seeing now. It's gross capitalism. We're not that far away from an NBA player getting a $500 million contract like Major League Baseball players. The cost of doing business in sports isn't lowering, it's rising. With so many billions in the pot, that means nearly every kid with a basketball is thinking that one day it can be them, which is why you see such alarming trends at the youth level when it comes to players' health. Parents are willing to pay thousands of dollars to scammer trainers and brokers in hopes that one day their kid will somehow be able to cash in. Take someone like Zion Williamson, who has struggled to be healthy in his whole professional career. Now, weight issues aside, Zion started playing travel ball at age 5. According to a series done by ESPN's Baxter Holmes in 2019, Zion spent most of his youth playing 5 or 6 games a weekend on the AAU circuit, in addition to a full high school basketball schedule later on and other basketball camps and obligations. In this same story, Baxter highlights a case where a doctor is repairing a torn ACL of a 9-year-old. While certainly there are kids playing basketball just because they love it and not because they have any NBA aspirations, the truth is that most do have NBA hoop dreams. And when that level of desire meets a system oozing with money and everybody having so much financial skin in the game, what's a few ruptured Achilles to superstar players? The business of sports requires young players to play and train all year round. The business of sports means load management. The business of sports means more games on a bunch of different networks and streaming services, and more money that fans have to shell out in order to see their favorite teams and players. The goal is not simply to make money. The goal is to make as much money as possible. The goal is to be disgustingly rich, not just rich. So no, you aren't going to see fewer games. You aren't going to see athletes that choose their bodies and health over the game and what it has brought them, be that financial or competitive comfort. Everybody loves a gladiator sport. They just don't love gladiator consequences. I'm Jemele Hill, and I approve this message.